This is Europe Continued. This is section 3. And basically what this section deals with is the how we as humans have done things to the environment. Human interaction. That's what we've done. Okay, guys. So here we go again with section 3. And basically, what this deals with is the human environment interaction, what we've done, humans have done to make the areas livable. And February 1st, 1953, the Netherlands was devastated by a flood that killed 1,800 people. 4.5% of the Netherlands was flooded because much of the land is below sea level. Sounds like New Orleans. So what they do in the Netherlands that helps with this is they build dikes. These are big earthen dams, banks, that hold back the North Sea in the Netherlands. Without these, much of the Netherlands would go underwater a lot of time. It would not be inhabitable because it floods so much. On page 282, read about the polders. Okay, now 40% of the land that makes up Holland was once under the sea. Now, a polder is land that is reclaimed by diking, damming, and draining. Okay, they've done this all over Holland. Okay, and there's a lot of sea works, and these are structures that are used to control the sea's destructive impact on human life. So without some of these things, again, there's a lot of areas of Holland and the Netherlands that wouldn't exist. A turpin is a high earthen platform used in the sea works. Now, the dikes hold back the seas, and the turpin provide places to go for safety during floods and high tides. Remember these things. Now, in the 1400s, the Dutch used windmills to pump the water from their land. Now, one thing I want you to know about is a Zuiderzee. It's a former inlet of the North Sea in the Netherlands. It is now a freshwater lake. The Zuiderzee is a freshwater lake in the Netherlands. Remember that. The Gissemer, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. I've had some kids from the Netherlands. I guess I need to ask them. And it's a freshwater lake separated from the North Sea by a dike and bordered by polders. Now, the land around the lake was drained, and the naturally created polders that added several hundreds of square miles to the Netherlands. So without this human environment interaction, you would not have hundreds of square miles that are livable or farmable in the Netherlands. So that's how much, the Europeans have changed their environment. Now let's talk about Venice. Now, Venice, Italy. Now, it's basically made up of 120 islands and part of the mainland that make up the city. Now, the largest islands are San Marco and Rialto. Now, there's a grand canal that flows between the two islands. And again, I'm going to try to link some YouTube videos that describe these things. Now, the mode of transportation in Venice is walk or take a boat. And again, the movie I talked about, Moonraker, the James Bond movie, it's got a scene of Venice. Moonraker's got all the world geography places that I'd love to show you. Now, this city began as an escape for people from invaders. People remained there. I mean, the invaders wouldn't cross the water and get to them. People remained there, established a settlement, and it's a good port for trade that helped Venice to grow. But Venice is sinking. We got a problem right now. Wood was piled to help support the structures above it. The weight of the buildings is too great, and it's suppressing the underlying ground. And you combine that with rising sea levels and the removal of too much groundwater by pumping, and things are just sinking. Not good. Not good. Now, some problems in Venice. You've got severe water pollution, of course. One of the things about COVID that was shown was people quit going to Venice, and the canals, they're now crystal clear, whereas before they were dirty, murky, you couldn't see. Now you can see through the water in Venice. Now, what's going on is you've got industrial waste, you've got sewage, you've got salt water combined to eat away at the foundation of buildings. You've got erosion that's allowed increased amounts of seawater into the lagoon. And you have a thing called killer algae, and that's a result of agricultural runoff. Now, the algae grow rapidly and die and decay. And the process of decaying uses up the oxygen in the water, and the fish don't have anything to breathe, and that's the results of this. The dead fish attract insects and creates a foul smell, especially in warm weather. I mean, if you go to Venice in the wrong time, evidently it's not a good place to be. Now, other problems. You've got deforestation. That's the process of clearing forest from an area. This has been occurring in Europe since ancient times. People use the wood for many things. They use the wood to burn for fuel. It uses material to build houses and ships. Now, over time, the Europeans have used the coal to replace the wood, but many areas of native forests have been lost forever. Another big problem, acid rain. In the 1960s, the black forest trees in Germany were losing color and their needles and leaves. The cause of this, scientists discovered, was acid rain or poison rain. Now, factories were very abundant in this part of Europe, and they produced a lot of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen emissions. And this settled in the atmosphere, combined with the water and the moisture, the rain, and came back down as acid rain. Not good. Now, the winds blow towards Scandinavia and affects this region. And the Black Forest also suffers tremendous damage. So, you know, Germany and all that stuff, the wind blows towards Scandinavia and all the pollution goes that way. Not good. People are now trying to preserve what is left and working to reduce the pollution. So, guys, that is chapter 12 PowerPoint. As always, y'all have a good day. See y'all soon. Spider-Man, where do you come from, Spider-Man? Nobody knows who you are. Let's go, Spider-Man.